The only impossible journey is the one that you never begin with. A lot of journeys always get blocked by this unlocked gate that you put yourself into. A lot of people have been programmed to put a gate on their goals, on their purpose, on their art, on their skills, on the potential that they have because they've been on this conscious mindset, on this conscious journey when it comes into the potential that is never gonna be tolerated on the way they are, on the way that they can be provided on the success, right? And it's completely normal. It's completely normal. This is how we grew up. A lot of us grew up with such fake, limited, uncertainty, deep analytics regarding like on success. We never grew up with having people around us that are successful, and roughly enough it has been targeting us in our mindset and just the way we think about our goals, right? But it's not simply about the goals. It's just simply about how bad and how low our mindset is putting ourselves in the goals that we want to. Why is it such a thing where just because we're not successful, we are not the person who has enriches around him, we wouldn't be the fact that we can succeed or we can change our situation in the near future, right? Why is it that we're putting ourselves into such burden just because we don't have the confidence, we don't have the success, finance, we don't have anything to change our story? When at the end of the day, we do have that. We do have the access, we do have the mindset, we do have the universe that's giving us these gifts of us that can automatically change our alignment shift. Instead of you having the locked gate that's blocking the pathway for you to become who you are, now it can be opened just if you start putting your own mindset into it, right? And one thing that frequently, like a lot of people do, they tend to hesitate. They tend to be self procrastinated just because they start looking at videos, they start looking at the hate comments, they start providing themselves in the worst case scenarios. When at the end of the day, whenever that becomes a thing on your mindset, whenever you keep replaying on the worst case scenarios, you're gonna receive the worst case scenarios because you're not working on yourself. Either you're just working on the wrong things instead of focusing on the right things, right? So what I'm trying to say is that the focusing, the scenarios, the outcomes, the mindset, the thoughts that whenever you think about your goal, they're simply just negative. Like automatically you just feed up with so much negativity, and it's completely normal. Like all of this that I'm explaining right now is completely normal just because you're not the only person who's been going through this, right? A lot of people have a lot of problems, but those problems are always going to be there if you don't do anything about them, right? So if you're consciously just aware that whenever you think about the most negative things in your own life, what are the things that will be a negative thought? What is one thing that will be the negative, right? Obviously, a positive thought, right? A positive thought is always gonna be better than a negative outcome. A positive outcome is way better than a negative outcome. If you were to choose which positive outcome or negative outcome you would want, obviously you're gonna choose the positive outcome, unless you want the negative outcome, which wouldn't matter. In either way, that's your decision, right? But what I'm trying to mention is that when it comes into negative outcomes, when it comes into your mind, just being programmed to just think about the worst case scenario right away, and automatically you don't do anything about that. You just let it affect you. You put too much energy, too much emotion behind it, and that's why a lot of people start to stress, just to worry, and just give up as soon as possible, right? But the thing is about this is that whenever you do something, the more you keep doing it, the more time you put into it, the more work, the more better you're getting at it, the less it seems to be impossible. You know why? Just the fact that every day, every second, you're getting better no matter what. You're getting better no matter what. Like there's no such thing as slow process or slow things. Time is not real. Like that is not a real case. There's no such thing as slow process, slow progressing. As long as you keep putting the work, as long as you go in the same routine, same structure, you're always gonna grow no matter what. Like that's one thing that can't stop you forever. You are limited by so much potential around you, right? And one thing that I wanted to just talk about is that whenever you are putting self-limited beliefs on your own journey is when you're actually making your own journey in a much more slower pathway, right? The progress is still there. You're progressing, but what I mean is by you becoming a higher self, leveling up, it's just gonna be slowed because you keep putting self-limited beliefs. But the thing is about self-limited beliefs, it's not, they don't become self-limited beliefs as it is at the start, but throughout, the more you keep leveling up, it's just gonna keep different, right? Oh my gosh, I keep leveling up. I'm scared of my new self, right? Whenever, like, what I mean is that now your self-limited beliefs are gonna be much different. Whenever at first your self-limited belief that you were never going to become the successful person, right? But you do become the successful person. So now your new self-limited belief will be like, you know, if you unexpected it, like became this person or became this concept, is that whenever you do become that concept, your self-limited beliefs change. It's not a self-limited belief no more. It's kind of just like you um, putting too much emotion towards who you are. Oh wow, like I didn't know I was gonna become this person. Am I lucky? Oh wow, like I didn't know it was gonna turn out like this. Like oh my gosh, I have now more priorities. Or like you're just becoming like this more of like a fearful person. You become this skeptical person about your own self that automatically you just kept asking yourself questions like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do now? Like I have so much standards, I have so much priorities. Can I do this? Can I keep being myself? Like, and it's kind of like a normal thing as well. Like asking yourself questions is good, but you still have to have like this surrounding confidence and this self trust, self love that you have for yourself. And that's kind of like the main things that will overcome anything, because your own confidence, your own self trust, the trust of yourself is that you have the trust to overcome any bad situation in your life. And not even that, but you just entrust yourself to do anything. Like it doesn't come down to you needing other people, but you doing it yourself, right? So you have to just realize on whenever you become the person that you wished that you would have become, act like as if it was normal. Assume the fact that you were gonna become this person no matter what. Assume the fact that you were gonna be the millionaire, that six-figure person, seven-figure person. At the end of the day, like it happened because it happened, right? And you're always gonna have to be ready to take the next step, right? You're always gonna be ready, because either you're gonna be comfortable, you're gonna settle in, and you're just gonna become that average person, or you're just gonna keep leveling up no matter what. Leveling up is the best thing you can do, because I wouldn't say there's competition around you, but we live in a world where a lot of people tend to do the same thing, right? And you simply enough have to be different, right? You're already different because you're putting your own character, you're making it on your own way, you're putting your own personality. But what I mean is that a lot of people cannot reach you easily. It's like that's how it is. A lot of people will always turn to outreach you no matter what. So you have to outreach them before they outreach you, right? And it just comes to a sense where you need to live a life where you have a little bit, well, you have urgency, right? You have urgency of just getting better, right? You're getting desperate from actions, but the results keep coming, right? And you're just gonna come with this overflowing mindset of yourself that keeps becoming better. So just dive deeper into the person that you are, and dive deeper into the better version of yourself no matter what. Like analyze yourself or who you be if you were to be that person. Analyze yourself, ask you these questions. Okay, I'm this six figure person, so who would I be if I was a seven figure person? Like what would I do? What kind of business would I work with? What kind of ideas, what kind of things that I would do different right now that I could do better? And just kind of focus on, if you were a seven figure person, like what would I've left? What would I've done to not be the six figure person that I am right now, right? And just be actionable. Just be assertive about what you truly are and who you are as a person. No matter what, there's always gonna be negative thoughts, no matter what, right? But it's just the way how a man truly sees himself and stands on those negative thoughts and those positive thoughts. Either you're gonna put 99% of your awareness into those negative thoughts, or you're gonna put 99% of the awareness of yourself into the positive thoughts, right? It just come to a sense where you choose and pick, right? Choose and pick. I'm gonna tell you one thing is that the negative thoughts are just gonna be converted by your own mind, but that's exactly why you gotta remind yourself of who you are and always let yourself know that about the positive thoughts, right? Like let's say for example, if you have a negative thought, like you have this negative thought of like you're not gonna make it. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not worthy enough. No, just start telling yourself, I am worthy enough. That is exactly why I'm doing this, right? This is gonna happen. Even if this is gonna happen, I'm gonna keep growing every day. Just evaluate the situation in a better way for yourself. But yeah, man, it's me, Frodo Saga. Let's leave the dimension expansion with some new game and let's put into a real world. Let's get it.